Scientific invention called
electro swing.
weave your way through the changes.
Hi, everybody. Hello. No! It's okay. I made you lose. End of. You lost because of me. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Yeah. But hi, everybody. Welcome on into this very this is going to be a short sweet stream today, because today's this stream is mostly just to watch the accessibility showcase that starts in, let me look, 6 minutes and 3 seconds. So we're going to watch this, hang out a little bit, talk about how accessibility in games is really effing awesome, including there's going to be quite a bit of accessibility in the new Wolverine game. Insomniac posted about that. Is it Insomniac that are developing it? Let me just double check. Yeah, it's Insomniac, yeah. So yeah, I think I saw that you can't turn down the blood. No, apparently you can. We know that it's not for everyone. We also implemented an accessibility feature to turn off gore. So if you don't want gore in your game, you can turn it off. So that's just one of the accessibility things that they'll have. But yeah, I wanted to watch this now and then rest up so that we could hang out for Summer Game Fest, which starts at 11 p.m. my time. You know. So it's gonna be a little bit late for me. I might get mildly delirious towards the end of the showcase, which can only mean good things when they inevitably give us a disappointing final trailer. It's gonna be great. Let me get my lights on quickly so that my model can actually see my eyes. I love you. There we go. Alrighty, let me move us over to here. Chat, I'm curious, what, not specifically for the Accessibility Summer Showcase, because I don't often know which games will show up here, but, I actually saw something really exciting. The global PR director for The Witcher 4 is currently in Santa Monica. So I think we're seeing Witcher 4 tonight. Which means Siri. Hey, 5 gifted subs. Nice. So I'm like 90% sure we're seeing some Siri tonight, which is incredibly exciting to me. I'm very ready. I'm hoping... Actually, I don't know. The Witcher 4 doesn't have a release date, does it? No, okay. I hear a shout from the living room. What? Oh, it's just in development right now. Okay. Well, we might get lucky tonight and they tell us the year that they're planning on releasing it. But I also know that Witcher 3 is getting an expansion, which somehow differs from DLC. So let me look at this. Witcher 3 expansion. It's due out this year, I think. Maybe. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Songs of the Past announced. Okay. Oh, it will launch in 2027. Okay. Songs of the Past will return players to the role of legendary monster slayer Geralt of Rivia for a brand new adventure when it launches in 2027 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. CD Projekt Red is co-developing this expansion with Fool's Theory, a team comprising of industry veterans who have worked on The Witcher 3. More details on Songs of the Past will be released in late summer 2026. That's it so far. That's all they've said, is that it's an expansion. I imagine it's going to be a pretty big one, you know? But yeah, like you say, Serial, who knows? I've actually been quite lucky because I haven't really seen anything much in the way of leaks for this upcoming week of showcases and madness. So I'm just interested to see what happens, what comes out. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me switch to the streams audio. That might be a good idea. One second. Mild Astrobot vibes, and I'm very happy about it. Like, it immediately just made me think, like, ooh, Astrobot. Ba-da-da-da. But I do have myself here a nice cup of tea. The good thing about the Accessibility Summer Showcase is they usually have, like, baked-in captions and stuff. So I think we don't need to rely on, like, closed captions enabled, not available for this content. Right, yeah, so what they've done is hard-baked the things into... Ooh! Jesus! Absolutely not. Hate that. Don't do that. To me, of all people.
Hello, and welcome to the 2026 Accessibility Summer Showcase.
Hang on, move out of the way.
Now entering its 4th year, this event is still the only video game trailer showcase fully dedicated to highlighting trailers for games that have made an effort to be accessible to a wide range of disabled players. I'm Laura Kate Dale, better known online as Laura K. Buzz. I'm a white woman with bright blue hair, shaved short on one side, wearing glasses and a deep blue dress. I know you're here for the video game trailers, so I'm going to try and keep this introduction brief. Over the next 45 minutes or so, you're going to see a bunch of trailers for upcoming video games. Some of them are being made by disabled game developers, and all of them are being designed to be accessible to as wide a range of disabled players as possible. We can't promise that every video game in the showcase will be playable by every person tuning in, but our aim is to make sure that if a game seems exciting, you know up front whether or not you're going to be able to play it. Our hope is that for most of you tuning in, there will be at least a handful of games shown during the showcase that will have the correct mix of accessibility settings and features that you need to be able to play the game upon release. If you want to see most of today's games in one place, organised by accessibility support type, you can check out our Steam event page by going to bit.ly/Summer Showcase 2026. There you'll find demos for some of our games, as well as be able to wishlist any games that catch your eye. Our headline sponsors for this year's Accessibility Summer Showcase are Manycat Studios and TechRaptor. I'll have more information about both of our headline sponsors a little later in today's showcase.
They're great.
Until then, a huge thank you to both of them for their support. The Accessibility Summer Showcase is a non-profit event, and their support has been invaluable in allowing us to once again offer American Sign Language, British Sign Language, and audio-described versions of the showcase. Well, that's enough from me. Let's jump into the game trailers.
Games.
Hi, I'm
Hey,
Tommy,
Chandra.
one of 3 stunning developers from Daydream Gallery, an indie game collective creating
Beautiful.
extremely cool and unique experiences.
Gorgeous.
Trading Card Inspector is a quirky, hilarious take on the cozy job simulator for a job that doesn't and shouldn't exist. You'll be asked by the nefarious Habubis Corporation to value real
Card
cards
boobies.
and shred fake cards from their award-winning
Sorry.
trading card game. Along the way, you'll make friends, collect a handsome paycheck, and unravel a grand corporate conspiracy. Our art style isn't just super slick, cool, and cute, it's high contrast by default, with 40 color palette options for you to unlock and choose from.
Oh,
You'll be able
better.
to pick out the colors you find easiest to see, or whatever colors you find cool. We've also
I was
added
gonna
a
say,
pair of
the
settings to
full
increase
black
the
and white
size
is
of
a little
cards
harsh
and
for me.
memos. Great for players using a small or handheld screen
Am
who may need
I
assistance
better
due to our
audio
1-bit
now,
art
or do I
style.
need to turn down the game?
We
a bit?
thought it was really important to avoid timed inputs.
Game?
There
Stream.
can sometimes be a lot going on in Trading Card Inspector, so we wanted to give players all the time in the world to
My
make the
back
right
door's
choices,
open, so
both
I
in
don't feel comfortable
gameplay
speaking.
and in the story. There is one gameplay modifier that adds some challenge by slowly dissolving the valuation criteria on the card over time. If that's not your cup of tea, you can turn it off in the pause menu anytime and choose not to enable it in endless mode, with no penalty.
Oh, fun.
All you need to play Trading Card Inspector is a mouse, or any pointing device where you can left-click and drag. It's as simple as that. You can also play this game with a controller or on your Steam Deck. In addition to the mouse controls, you can also press the up, down, left and right arrows on your keyboard or controller D-pad to change the value amount. In addition to all of that, we have custom volume controls as well, and a dedicated option to remove
Did you notice
unwanted
how I was
rotation
just
from our
eating all of those
cards,
cards?
making them easier to read. Big thanks to Laura for putting this showcase together every year and for letting us be a part
I
of
am
it.
the bin.
We hope to see you when Trading Card Inspector launches very soon, this June.
I'm genuinely like into this. Oh, let me just check something. No, this is the best quality. Okay. Might be my internet.
Welcome to Torment Hexus, a game about trying to fix the world, one dead CEO at a time.
Go
You're
on.
an ex-battle mage who has decided to solve the problem of capitalism by ejecting its leaders out the nearest window. Torment Hexus mixes tactical roguelike combat and match 3 puzzling into a Magitech cyberpunk setting. Gameplay is turn-based, with no time pressure on any inputs. It can be played with a mouse, keyboard, or gamepad, and of course, input bindings can be remapped. Visual
One
effects
dead
like
CEO
scan
at a
lines and
time.
bloom can be disabled for increased visual clarity. And for people with photosensitivity, we've added an option that swaps out the most intense visual effects with more simplified and subdued versions.
Oh, that's nice. Wait, no,
The
that's
most
awesome.
exciting thing we're trying to do with Torment Hexus is make it accessible to blind and low sight individuals.
And gay people.
The game exposes a
Happy
running
Pride,
narration
everybody.
of events to the operating system, which can be vocalized by screen reading software like NVDA.
Tactical grid. You at F7 with 39/100 health. Tile is threatened by Ghost Alpha at F3. Deleter Alpha at D7. You can move left to E7. You can move right to G7. You cannot move up to F6. Blocked by Fountain. You can move down to F8, but Tile is threatened by Ghost Alpha at F3.
Oh,
12 Mage
that's
Alpha at D1 with 20 health.
helpful.
Raptor Alpha at C7 with 15 health. Deleter Alpha at D7 with 20 health.
This is challenging work. The game has a lot going on, and it's difficult to present the information the player needs to know as a linear sequence of words.
I get that.
We're working with consultants in the accessibility community to iterate on the tech, and we hope that the final game will be one that everyone can play.
I mean, shit, you're putting the work in already, and that's just awesome.
In Colorbound, color is more than just hue. In this palette platformer, you play as Anku, an
Oh, it could
Aymara
be me.
boy on a journey to reunite his late grandfather's band. Travel across the diverse landscapes of the Andes, solve unique color-based puzzles, and experience a heartwarming narrative steeped in South American culture.
Ooh.
To keep the world vibrant while accommodating colorblind players, Colorbound includes 3 alternate color schemes. The Protanopia and Deuteranopia corrected palettes may be useful to those with red-green colorblindness,
Trying to get
while
out
the
of the way.
Tratanopia corrected palette can help with blue-yellow colorblindness. For additional visual accessibility, players can disable camera shake, increase the size of
nice.
the UI and cursor, and
Nice.
adjust resolution. Colorbound is designed to be approachable for players with limited mobility. Though there are some puzzles that involve timed inputs, they never require button holds or rapid presses. Full input remapping is available for keyboard,
Yeah.
mouse, and controller.
That's
All
nice.
mouse inputs can be remapped to keyboard controls, so the game is playable with just a keyboard. There are also presets for one-handed controls, allowing players to
Ooh.
comfortably play the game with left or right hand alone.
Nice.
There are no time limits on puzzles or penalties for making mistakes. Most puzzles can be solved in only a few moves. If you ever get stuck, hints are available in all levels. Panpipe Studio, with support from Whitethorn Games, has worked hard to make the game as inclusive
Fucking
and
love
accessible
Whitethorn.
as it can be.
Sorry.
We hope you will enjoy playing Colorbound, releasing later this year.
I applied
on
for a
PC
job at
and
Whitethorn
consoles.
Games one time. They're great.
Hi there, my name is Elisabeth Siversen, also known as Arevia Online, and I am a disabled gamer and accessibility consultant from Norway. I'm a pale white woman in
fucking
my
queen shit.
30s with dark blonde hair, wearing a green jacket and a white t-shirt. The next game that is coming up is the first big Norwegian game I have had the honor to be an accessibility consultant for. Working with the developers at Megapop has been an incredible
if this is the
experience,
underwater city.
both due to the constant want to learn and adapt to new information, and due to the hope of making this the most accessible reef builder out there.
Yes, it is.
From the first time I met the dev team at Megapop, it has been obvious to me that they truly value and understand the need for accessibility in gaming. They have tirelessly met every barrier I have pointed out with creativity, trying to expand what accessibility can be in this genre, while at the same time understanding their own limitation. It was especially impressive to see how Sieve, the UI and accessibility programmer, worked with making this game fully playable with both a controller and mouse only, developing an option for on-screen camera control and zoom. And with that, let me introduce you all to the next game, made by Megapop and out now. This is Life Below.
I got a code for this and I want to play it next week, by the way. But yes!
This is Life Below, a city builder that takes place in the ocean, a reef builder. Accessibility has been a priority for us since the start. The goal is to make Life Below as fun and playable for anyone who wants to play it. That means not just adding some settings, but trying to bake in accessibility into the game itself. Let me show you what I mean. We can start by picking a difficulty mode. We have peaceful, challenge, and then we also have balance. We of course have to add time controls, and most people don't think of this as accessibility, but it allows you to pace the game however you want. We also have some settings related to that, like pausing during critical moments automatically, pausing when the game is unfocused, like when your cursor leaves the screen, or if you're in a very complex menu.
Oh,
We've
that's
also added
helpful.
a bunch of tooltips to help you guide through the game. My favorite example is when you're placing down buildings. The scroll is red, and it's explaining to me exactly why I can't place it here.
Oh,
We have
helpful.
a few UI settings, like changing the scale here, change the transparency of UI objects, and reduce the motion in case you get motion sick. You can control the camera sensitivity and the scroll sensitivity and a few other motion settings here. Life Below is compatible with pretty much
A
anything
few?
that your computer recognizes as a controller, something like a gamepad, but also like an Xbox adaptive controller. But you can also play the entire game with just the mouse, with the on-screen camera control setting, which
Oh,
opens up the game to be
nice.
played with the eye tracking technologies. We also can't forget about the
Oh,
rebinding
that's
menu, where you can
so
rebind most
awesome.
actions, which lets you infinitely customize the way you interact with Life Below. We've also got other motor function-based settings in here, like input cooldown and stamp style multi-selection. And we've been really careful about
Can I
not
play
adding
it
any
with
quick
my
time events
HOTAS?
or rapid
Sure.
button presses into the game.
If you try
We
hard
are
enough, I
super
guess.
proud of the features, however, there are some things we couldn't add. Text-to-speech and high-contrast UI modes will sadly not be available. The game is also stereo only, so you can't switch it to mono audio. And although we do have difficulty modes, you can't change these in the middle of the game. We felt like that was kind of important to mention.
Oh.
Okay, so to summarize, we have custom time control with unique cognitive settings, UI scaling and reduced UI animations, motion sickness settings. The game can be played with just a mouse, but we offer a variety of control methods, and additional motor settings. We hope to see you in the Reef in Life Below.
I do appreciate that they clarify what they couldn't do, you know?
Enough wasting time.
Yeah.
Let's get to work.
Leader of the Squealers!
Hello, I'm Fabrice Breton, a French developer. You might know my previous game, Brock the Investigator, an adventure game mixed with beat 'em up, which has full accessibility to blind players.
Fuck yeah.
This is our new project, Searchers Trace, made in collaboration with Cypher, an American friend, artist and writer. In this game, taking place in the same dystopian universe, we are exploring a group of rat characters named Squealers in a visual novel focused on survival, where you'll make choices that matter with multiple endings. The
I'm
game
Commander
has full
Shepard,
voice acting,
and this
the
is my
accessibility
favorite
offers
stream
narrated
on
menus,
Twitch.
large fonts, hotspots with arrow keys and more. I'll add audio descriptions for the release. A demo is available on Steam, GOG, and itch.io, and I invite you to
Welcome back
wishlist
to the Rat Pack.
Searchers Trace
Sorry that
on
the
Steam.
TTS didn't work. I tried to fix it today, and turns out
Time's up.
what I want doesn't matter.
There's nowhere left to run to now, Chief.
Alright, you little naughty little rat. We could always check out the demo, you know? Hi,
I'm
kitty.
Evie. This is my room. I like purple. People always say I see the world differently, which is weird, because I can see it just fine. Oh, the leaves are so crunchy. It's the hearing it, and the smelling it, and the everything at once thing. That's the tricky part. But I have a system. My favorite pen. Why is it here? You figure out what things mean. You put them in the right order, and sometimes the world gets a little quieter.
Oh, this is
Canvas
massively
of
autism
Thoughts was
coded.
built around different ways of experiencing the world.
Yeah, I did most of it.
Sensory-aware gameplay and player-paced interactions.
Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Oh, that's
Customizable accessibility settings, including colorblind support, and adjustable dialogue pacing. A safe space to slow down, stim, and recover. Created alongside neurodiverse community feedback.
Oh,
I liked some parts.
I know that. You can focus really well sometimes.
Ich verstehe
Yeah,
aber nicht.
sometimes.
It looks like someone forgot this here. I need to bring them in order. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Hey, why do you always draw by yourself?
Because I have no friends,
Because
Stephanie.
it's quieter.
That's also very valid reason. kitty. Yes. Thank you, Germany.
Wishlist canvas of thoughts on Steam.
Hello again. I hope you're
So
enjoying the
cute.
showcase so far. I'm popping in briefly to tell you a little bit more about this year's headline sponsors, Manycat Studios and TechRaptor. Manycat Studios is a disabled-led accessibility consultancy, supporting game studios in building inclusive and accessible experiences from concept to release. As a disabled-led team, Manycat Studios
Manycats are
partners
so
with the
awesome,
games industry to
by
create
the
more
way.
accessible games, ensuring that players of all abilities can participate in their love of gaming. The studio operates with authenticity and a commitment to a healthy, sustainable remote work culture. TechRaptor.net is a games media website, founded back in 2013, that publishes high-quality news, reviews, opinions, features, and guides for both video games and tabletop games. As someone who has been a staff writer, freelancer, and editor at a number of major games media websites over the last decade, I
Agreed,
can vouch for
kitten.
the quality
Agreed.
of writing and reporting over on TechRaptor. They have a firm anti-AI stance and put a portion of their profits each year towards supporting great causes.
Also, how you know.
You can
how
find their
do.
coverage at techraptor.net. I imagine by the time you're seeing this, there'll already be a great write-up of the 2026 Accessibility Summer Showcase live on their website. Thanks again to both Manycat Studios and TechRaptor for their support of this year's showcase. Their support has made our accessible adapted showcase variants possible.
'Cause they
anyway,
cost
time
money,
to get back to the game
people.
trailers.
Such. One of my friends actually did the audio described version of this. It's
Hi,
really cool.
I'm Yamako, a solo indie game developer, and I make games under the name ./badgames.zip. This is my first project, released
this
last
game is
October,
awful.
called An Unplayable Game. It's a short puzzle platformer that's about accessibility settings in video games, with half an hour of developer commentary that's unlocked when you reach the end. The game is designed to fully accommodate players who typically can't play platformers because of the dexterity and timing that's required to play them. It's only about 15 minutes long at most to avoid fatigue, and it was designed for comfortable mouse-only single-button controls, or gamepad with a virtual cursor, if you prefer. You won't need to hold down any buttons or keys, as it's completely beatable with only short presses. You also don't need to worry about dealing with tight timing, even on difficult jumps. There are game speed settings that let you play entirely at your own pace with no timed input whatsoever.
I actually think.
For those that might have
I would
issues reading the
hate
game's
this.
stylized pixel font, there's also a toggle to switch it to Atkinson Hyperlegible, which is a sans serif font with a focus on
I'm
distinct letter
sorry,
forms.
but just the constant back and forth.
As a final note, the main menu
So
does
the jump
include an
button
ongoing
from the
static noise,
things,
but
too
for
much
those
for
who are
me.
bothered by those repetitive noises, there's a prompt to mute that sound effect completely before you even reach the main menu for the first
Oh,
time.
ideal.
So, if you don't want to hear it, you never have to.
Nice.
An Unplayable Game was a huge passion project for me, and I truly hope you enjoy it. So far, it's been nominated for 3 awards, and even won an award for Most Innovative Game at a local indie game showcase
so
event.
Cute.
It also has a 94% very positive review score on Steam, and it's free, downloadable on Steam or playable in browser
accessible,
on
but is it still
itch.io.
fun? It might be.
Thank you for your time and for your interest in An Unplayable Game. Now, please enjoy the rest of the showcase.
You too. But yeah, that
Highway
thing there
Noir is a
specifically would
stylized arcade
annoy
driving
me.
game that drops you into car chases straight out of an action movie. You will weave through traffic as you escape police, take down enemies, and race against the clock, all in stark black and white with flashes of colour. When you land in the main menu of Highway Noir, you can jump into Instaplay mode with a single click.
Fun.
Optional customization of features like objective, number of police, and traffic density are available. For the campaign, a story so far recap is offered, but no spoilers here. Moving on.
I like
Story
that.
missions include
Story
voice
recap's
dialogue
so
to drive
helpful.
the plot and feed you objectives. The volume of dialogue, music, and sound effects can all be adjusted separately, and subtitles are on by default.
Nice.
Tongue tags can be enabled that flag up if a character is angry or being sarcastic, for example.
For a moment there, I was worried there wasn't a plan.
Minimalist white text on black fits the neo-noir aesthetic, but it can be tweaked for visibility. There is an option to simply increase the size of all UI elements on screen, as well as a toggle to black text on white. For gameplay itself, Vision Assist will emphasize obstacles and gameplay elements. Objectives,
nice.
threats, and rivals are always color-coded, so you know what you're dealing with.
Can you change the
codes
colours?
can be customized for palettes with color blindness-friendly options. Highway Noir is fast and chaotic, but even here help is at hand. A game speed slider allows you to slow down the action, giving you more room to breathe.
This
That
is
action
so
can be
good for
controlled
people
by
with like
keyboard,
slower reaction
controller,
times.
or even mouse alone. All of these settings can be used independently to give you maximum
Nice.
control over your experience. Make the road your battleground and take down the conspiracy in whatever way works for you. Highway Noir is out now and available on Steam.
Cute. I like that.
In Jig Rift, the world is a giant jigsaw puzzle.
I love him.
Play as Bert, a castaway on a mythical island that is broken into many pieces. Connect puzzle pieces to explore new paths, discover hidden
that's
items,
so cool.
and reassemble the scattered world.
That's awesome.
Just like life on the tropical island you washed ashore on, the game moves at a relaxed, stress-free pace. Complete puzzles and platforming sections without any time limits or punishments for failure. There are no quick time events, long button holds, or rapid presses. As you
Okay.
reassemble Jig Rift Island, you'll meet the three-eyed frogs who call it home. If you ever get stuck on a puzzle, some of them might be able to give you a hint. Progress dialogue at your own speed and repeat conversations as often as you need. For example, you can replay the tutorial by talking to Henriette in her house on the starting island. Rebinding is
teach me how
available
to
for
dance
keyboard
again?
and controller inputs.
Have a
You can
go
separately
dance
invert
again.
controls for camera movement, zoom, and puzzle piece movement. There are a few options to help with visual accessibility. Choose between 4 cursor sizes: small, default, large, and extra large. Swap between light or dark mode for text boxes. Increase the field of view to see more of the world, or decrease it to reduce distractions in your periphery. The teams at Empty Castle and Whitethorn Games are so excited to share
Whitethorn
Jig Rift
again.
with you. Look forward to the
They're
release
too
later this
fucking
year
awesome.
on PC and consoles.
Grr.
Hi, I'm Colo. I'm a disabled gamer and content creator, and you can find me primarily on Twitch, but in all of the other places under the name Hello, it's Colo. When
fangirling
thinking
right now,
about
sorry.
why games accessibility is important to me, it's a really interesting one because actually, it's not really about the games. Hear me out. It is about the games. I love gaming. Gaming is my job. It is my hobby. It is my community. It is about the games, but actually it's more than that. When a game is accessible for me, it's about being included. It's about being invited, being acknowledged. It's about being able to access something as independently as possible or completely independently in a world where independent access isn't actually that common. So when a developer adds accessible options, to me, it's important because it's an acknowledgement. It's a recognition. It's a, we see you and we haven't excluded you. And that is worth its weight in gold. Games accessibility is important to me because it allows me to do something independently, to have agency, to belong to a community, and to feel acknowledged.
Yeah. Agreed.
And also to play really cool games. I know at the start I said it wasn't about games, but it's also about the really cool games too. So to all of the developers out there and the creators out there going out of their way to make their media accessible, thank you. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Aww.
Hey, I'm Talon, and I was one of the judges on the Games for Blind Gamers 5 Game Jam.
I want to look at Toasty.
As all of the previous jams, this one was a blast, and I want to talk you through some of the games that came out of this jam. We had a lot of groups this time around as well, so quite a bit fewer solo developers, which is always great to see. And nothing illustrates this more than the top 2 games that were selected by the judges for the Games for Blind Gamers Jam 5. The top spot is taken by Valencia Tales, and this one is an ambitious game, and it's heavily inspired by The Legend of Zelda, and it basically ticks all of the boxes. It's a first-person action-adventure game where your goal is to save Valencia from the clutches of evil. You do this by utilizing your divining rod, which basically lets you see what's around you in the world. So you can turn around and it will tell you what's in front of you and what's around you. It has features for locking on to different things like landmarks or buildings or waypoints. And it also helps you with combat. So it tells you how far away you are from an enemy. And all of these things happen in the game world. There's no separate fighting modality or anything like that. The story is really nice, and there's a bunch of cutscenes, and there are boss fights with different mechanics for different bosses. There are puzzles, small puzzles that you have to solve to progress from one area to another. And for a game made in such a short time, there's a surprising amount of variety in there, together with the music and the area descriptions and all of the dialogue.
Pretty damn short.
It was a very enjoyable experience, and I was definitely surprised
I judged one
to
game jam.
play it as
And they didn't have a lot of time at all.
game made for the Games for Blind Gamers Jam.
You know, my chicken finder. Have I never shown you before? It's this rod that helps me find my chickens when they get out.
Sorry.
It looks mighty fancy, but I'm pretty sure that's all it does. Finds chickens.
We tend to not get these kinds of games very heavily, especially not these ambitious kinds of games. But we got multiple of them this year because number 2 in the list is Impulse Response, which is a game oozing with atmosphere and amazing voice acting and a gripping story, which I don't want to spoil too much because I think both of these games are definitely worth playing through. It's a first-person puzzle game, I would say. There's a number of puzzles which get progressively more difficult as you play through the game. And with each one you complete, you unlock more of the story, which is basically told by your characters
They might
as
not
you
have been able to
progress
find
through
a
the
voice
game.
actor in
You
time,
uncover
Floral.
clues as you go. It's a horror-themed game, so the music and
It
the
can be
voice
really
acting and
difficult
all
to
of the sound
find,
effects match that atmosphere
very
perfectly.
low cost or
And
free
this one
voice
has a
actors for
special
things like
mechanic
game
where
jams, so
the acoustics of the room
I'm
are
not too
actually
bothered by
modeled
it.
in code. So you hear the reverb where the room opens up. You have a mechanic where you can basically clap or like tap your foot, and it will play a click sound, which will then echo through the room and tell you where you can go and where you cannot.
Yellow alert. Reactor offline.
Okay, shut up.
Yellow login success. Engineer Cadence. Quinn, welcome. Please complete health check.
Yeah, health check, then I can get out of the cryo room.
There's a fair number of logic puzzles in this, and
Fun.
I found those to be very enjoyable. Number 3 in the list is Delver's Folly, and this is quite a different game, but it's no less ambitious. It's a roguelike where you basically navigate through a dungeon. You're trying to find the boss. Every time you move to a different section of the dungeon, you get to choose from a list of 3 rooms, which it could be. A lot of these rooms have different properties and different things that they can do. For example, you can grow things if you have the prerequisite rooms linking to it, or you have a chain which is unbroken to that room. For example, water. You can search for materials in each room, or for keys or other things. And there's a lot of variety in this game. This one you can also play for a very long time, and there's a lot of replayability in this. There's also amazing voice acting in this, which gives the game a lot of character. I highly recommend you play this one if you like this kind of game. Number 4 is a game made by one of our regulars, Shift Backtick. In Omega Reach, you explore the universe. You are the curator of a conservatory, and you're tasked with finding instruments and interesting facts about planets and their surrounding space. There's a ton of content here, and you can play each of those instruments. And maybe it also has a dungeon of its own to explore. Some fun little characters, and the writing is definitely very unique and definitely very Shift Backtick.
Show us
So
the
if you love
writing.
their games, you should
Show us the
absolutely play
writing.
this one also. All of the sound design is synthesized in real time, but where most of Shift Backtick's games are first-person games, this one is a little bit of a different perspective. And number 5 is Fourfold Onslaught, a wave-based first-person zombie shooter with fantastic audio and lots of ways to upgrade your character as you play. The sound design
Give
in
me
this one
House
is
of the Dead,
fantastic.
please.
Lots of binaural audio goodness, and it definitely gets quite challenging as time progresses. There are so many games in this game jam that I think are worth playing, so I don't really have the time to go through all of them. But some notable mentions, and Then She Slept, which I would classify as a kind of Five Nights at Freddy's style game where you protect your sister from evil monsters and help her to fall asleep. Toasty, which is a fun little card game where you have to make toast and not sandwiches. Tape memories, where you zoom in on different tracks of different audio to figure out what happened last night, and many, many, many more. We've had 35 entries in total, from maze games to visual novels, reaction games, side-scrolling platformers. Some games were
what
more
if I want
of
a
prototype.
toasted sandwich?
Some were finished.
Sorry,
so
I didn't
it was
mean to,
a
like,
nice bunch
go through puberty
of
then,
different
but
things this time
what
around.
if?
This was also the first Games for Blind Gamers Jam that happened after Godot added Access Kit integration to their games and the editor. And
makes it
this
so
is an
much
exciting
easier
development because it
for
means
devs
that
to-
for the first time, blind people actually get access to a fully featured game engine without having to write everything by hand or use code-first frameworks. This should open up exciting new collaboration avenues in the future, because before now it was pretty difficult for blind and sighted developers to collaborate together if the sighted developers
love
were
that.
already used to an engine-based workflow. So if you are a developer and you're thinking of making something like this, or if you're interested in audio
Sorry,
games, or if you're blind and you want more
I
games to
had
play,
to say,
I would highly recommend
just had to
checking out the
tell
Game
you
Jam and all of the
about
previous
Cain
game
and
jams,
Abel.
and keeping
So
feelers out
good.
for any future game jams.
I was a bit too grumpy there. Perfect Execution clearly wasn't the goal of Game Jam. 99% of game jams, the goal is
Anyway,
not...
that's it from me, and I hope this was interesting to you.
Was that me? That's me.
Hello again, everyone. I hope you're continuing to enjoy this year's Accessibility Summer Showcase. I'm just popping in
I just
quickly to
dropped
let
like
you
1,000
know
frames
that
out of
art
nowhere.
asset
I'm so
production
sorry.
for the showcase this year is sponsored by Riot Rockette, a queer art punk collective that blends elements of psychopop and circus dance in their live performances. Here's a brief snippet of one of their songs, Circadian Rhythm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, gorgeous dogs, grotesqueries, we welcome you to a lovely evening with Riot Rockette. Feast your eyes on wonderful sights you'll see tonight. Bang, bang, can't shoot me down. Bang, bang, here comes another round. Bang, bang, can't shoot me down. Bang, bang, here comes another round. The carousel, it leaps and bounds, and here comes the clown. What you waiting for?
Their debut album, Idiot Savant Garde, is out now. You can find a link to it down in the video description.
Hello everyone, we are the Ludenio team, and this is us in the game we're currently developing. It's called Super Weird. In this game, you and your friends, or all by yourself, control little robots, and you have an infinite number of them, but they are of very poor quality. They can walk, mine, carry stuff, craft various things, and fight. We are able to improve them, and we can program them, but the robots are of such poor quality that they don't even remember their own program
Oh my God,
and only
same.
execute the single command they encounter. For example, to mine,
Same.
or to carry wood, or to use various items we've made for them. And this is how we build our massive automated system in a fragmented world. We're rebuilding it piece by piece, and these pieces are locations where we can discover new resources, advanced
Ooh.
technologies, and even fresh sources of robots. In the end, our system can help us defeat the main mega robot. That's why our system needs to be reliable and efficient. We want the world of Super Weird to be open to everyone, and to make it happen, we're focusing on these accessibility options. The interface is easy to adjust.
Ugh,
You can
sorry.
increase menu contrast or choose a color profile that best fits your vision.
I contrast
To help
made
you
it
stay
so white out
focused,
of
the
nowhere.
cursor and tooltips can be scaled up,
Disgusting.
so important details are always in clear view.
Ooh, tooltip sizes
Neutral
really
speech
helpful.
synthesis is available for interface and dialogues.
Upgrade yourself. Let's show those tin cans they're not any better than living beings.
You're free to choose the most comfortable look for your hero. Every color scheme is
God, I
designed to
really
be
just
easily
want to
readable in-game.
contact all of these games and be
Controls
like,
are
hey,
fully remappable.
you can use
and
my
instead of
voice
holding
instead
down
of
buttons,
TTS.
you can simply set your direction with a single click.
I'm like, fuck
Everyone
it,
is
I
welcome
won't
in
charge.
the world of
Just-
Super Weird. Let's build it together.
I want a world where blind
Hey
people don't
everyone,
have to
I'm
rely on
super
TTS
excited to tell you a
voices
bit
to
about
experience a
Hurls,
game.
our Spyro and Zelda-inspired adventure game where you play as a magical dog. We are a small team of 3 people at the core, and the hero of our game is actually inspired by my real-life companion. From the start, we wanted accessibility to be part of our design philosophy instead of something we only think about at the end. One conscious choice we made was to keep the controls consistent throughout the game. You do not level up or unlock new powers. Instead, you rescue magical creatures called hurdles, and they give you contextual abilities while keeping the control scheme the same. They let you bounce, glide, break walls, swim up waterfalls, and more. New hurdles open up additional paths through our world, and they allow for all sorts of emergent gameplay. There are always multiple ways to progress, so where you go and what you choose to do is completely up to you. We also have puzzles in our game, but if a puzzle does not work for you, we do not want that to be a barrier. You can get hints, disengage easily, or use options including auto-solving the puzzle. There is no combat or death in hurdles, so if you miss a jump and fall down, you do not just respawn at the top and have to try again. Instead, you continue on your way and you might even discover something new. Something you might have missed if you had made the jump. Speaking of jumping, we added options like platform snapping and ledge guard.
You won't die,
for some players, these can make platforming less
disappointment.
frustrating, and for blind and low vision players, options like these can be essential to making the game playable at all. We already have a lot of accessibility features in the game. Things like a high contrast mode that lets you define the colors, but also sliders for brightness, contrast and saturation. Options that let you play one-handed, or give you more control over character mechanics like changing how jumping or running works. Other options help with different types of motion sickness. We generally try to provide as many ways as we can to let you customize the experience to your needs. One of our favorite features is that everything that is a toggle in the options menu can be mapped to a button. So for example, if you only need high contrast in certain situations, you can bind it to a button. Then you just turn it on when you need it, do the thing, and turn it off again afterwards. We want accessibility to be accessible during play, not hidden away in menus. Starting today, we are running a closed playtest with a focus on accessibility and would really appreciate your feedback. You can sign up now at playhurdles.com. The website also has a list of all current accessibility options available in the game.
That is the best way to hurdle
if
sheep
Hurdles seems
ever.
interesting to you, please consider wishlisting and joining our community.
That's the best way to herd sheep. Are you kidding me?
Flame of Mind, A Game of Thoughts, plays with inclusion, representation and accessibility. It's made by me, a disabled developer, to share some experiences and insights. You can expect easy controls, light mechanics and heavy topics.
Yay, depression!
Flame of Mind has you discover a totally typical girl through finding mementos, listening to memories and making decisions that don't really have good answers.
Why
if it sounds difficult,
are you following me?
maybe you can relate to her struggle. And perhaps even benefit from one of the aids you can find as you go through her
I
room.
know how to properly hit people!
I don't want to take that challenge away from you, but I do want you to make informed decisions about your own mental health. The premises and topics of the game are described in detail, so you can read up on what to expect. Content notes will give you a heads up about sensitive issues for each memento that you can find, and if you don't want to listen to the emotional retrospectives, you can choose to mute the voiceover or even skip as many of the memories as you want.
Oh, nice.
But it's still a game to struggle with your feelings, and not a game to struggle against my controls. So by design, it's very accessible for players with motor disabilities.
Yay.
It's a walking simulator with no complex inputs required.
Also, Meg,
you can
thank you
always
so
save
much
and
for
come
the
back later. And while there is one rushed story decision for you to make, you can help yourself in the settings if you really want to experience the time-sensitive timeline. In terms of sensory accessibility, I ensure legibility through good fonts, good contrast, and proper scaling by default.
Nice.
If you need more control, you can adjust audio levels, reduce motion overall, reduce
Make
just
that
to help
UI
bubbling, apply high frequency filters.
Cover the whole screen.
And if my selection of legible fonts doesn't meet your needs, you can just use one from your system configuration instead.
Oh, that's
Sadly,
always helpful.
Some of my original plans, especially full screen reader support, a simplified control scheme, and closed captions, did not yet work out. But
Not yet.
you can play the game blind with an assistant, and all important dialogue is always displayed via text. It's an imperfect game with an imperfect character by an imperfect developer. But hey, it's on theme, and I'm honest about it. An extensive list of supported features, planned features, and known issues is linked on our store
That's
page.
the thing. If they say not yet, it means that they are working on trying to make it happen, which it's important.
Hi everyone, my name is Leo. My pronouns are they, them, and I am a disabled gamer and accessibility advocate. Gaming accessibility is important because everyone should be able to access the self-care and social benefits of gaming. Games have connected me with so many wonderful people, including my husband and many of my friends.
Yeah.
I cherish memories of meeting new people and connecting with others through a love of gaming. When I first became disabled, I was worried I would not be able to participate in those activities anymore because I could no longer use a standard video game controller. However, thanks to the work of incredible accessibility advocates before me, I've still been able to play many video games and make new memories.
That's what it's all about.
I'm thankful to the game developers in this showcase that have made accessibility a priority. If a game is made accessible for even just one more person, it makes a world of difference. I can't wait to see what this year in accessible gaming brings.
Hello again, I'm Yamako, and I'm a solo developer making games under the name /badgames.zip. And this is Piecewise. It's my second game, and I tried to keep it pretty simple, just a daily puzzle game where the puzzles change every day. Though puzzles might be a bit of a stretch, the goal is to put each of these shapes in its matching slot. And gameplay-wise, you've got two hands to work with. That's where the skill expression, or skill ceiling, or whatever, comes from. Now, there's quite a lot of shapes and quite a lot of slots, and you've got limited time to get it done. And only your first try each day will get ranked on the online leaderboards. Everything after that is just practice, and you can practice as much as you want. But that first try, where you're seeing today's shapes for the first time, is pure skill. And that's why it's so important. So, I made this game with the personal goal of improving my skills as a developer, and I kept a small scope so that I could meet myself where I'm at, with a reasonable challenge for my skill level. And that's what I'm inviting you to do when you play Piecewise. You can fully customize the time limit to fit your skill level.
Nice.
Since everyone's different. But no matter what, you'll want to make sure that time limit is challenging for you. Your chosen time limit will determine a multiplier that gets applied to your raw final time. In other words, the lower that you set your time limit, the more your final time gets reduced, and the better your ranked time becomes. So don't set the limit too low, or you'll fail, and your run won't be ranked. But don't set it too high either, as too much of a safety net means that your multiplier will be worse. So instead of me making static difficulties, each player gets to set their own level of challenge, and you're encouraged to make it as hard as possible to get the best times. If you think you can beat the board in 30 seconds, you've got one shot to prove your skills. There are daily online leaderboards for each board in the game, if you like competition, but they're not really the focus. There's a full records browser for you to track your own personal skill improvement, and in the full version of the game, I'll be adding bonus modes for even more offline content. And finally, let's talk accessibility to round things out. Aside from the flexible difficulty, the game's colors are calculated to always guarantee high contrast, even though the colors change daily. On the topic of visuals, you're also able to turn off the floating shapes in the background in case that constant movement back there causes any kind of motion sickness.
I'm glad that
it'll instead be replaced with a static, solid color background.
Yes.
There's also an alternate toggle-based control scheme for players who might have trouble holding down the buttons, and, of course, an alternate font if you don't like the pixel text. And there's full controller support, alongside a mouse-only control scheme that supports one-handed play. It's a simple game, but I'm really proud of it. I had a great time making it, and I hope you like it. The demo is out now on Steam, with an itch.io web build coming soon, and the full game releasing soon after that. For updates and news, you can find badgames.zip on Patreon to get important info sent straight to your email for free. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching my trailer. This took way too long to make, but I hope I explained everything well enough and made it understandable. I hope you liked the trailer, and I hope you thought my game looked fun.
Those puzzles going into place.
Thanks for watching
really
again,
nice
and take care.
Soothing.
Gather your allies.
Eliminate angels.
Transform into a magical girl. Slay God.
Sailor
In Colonel Hearts, fight your way through angel-infested domains alone or in a team of up to 4 players. Mix and match your attacks, spells, and movement in each run to unleash devastating combos on enemies.
It's an anime game. If there isn't a
developers of Ephemera Games,
there is no
in
anime.
collaboration with Whitethorn Games, have designed Colonel Hearts to challenge longtime action RPG fans, while being a welcoming experience for players new to the genre. There are 3 difficulty levels.
Sorry, I just love Whitethorn.
For those looking for a less intense, more narrative-focused experience. Normal, the default balanced experience.
Is it single player?
And
It is
Sinner,
single player with
a
the option
hardcore
to
mode for those
to have
looking
up
for
to
an
4
extra
player co-op.
challenge. Every rest area includes a playroom, where players can practice movement and attacks at their leisure. To make inputs easier to remember, there is an option to keep a list of controls visible on the left side of the screen at all times.
I think
Full
this is probably a
remapping is
little more
available for
MMO-esque,
keyboard
kind
and
of like a
controller.
Genshin.
Players can separately adjust the
vibe.
sensitivity of
Do
the
you know what I
left
mean?
and right analog sticks.
can play it alone,
invert their X and Y axes,
but other
and
people
enable
may
or
turn up.
disable vibrations. There are a variety of options for visual comfort. Toggle motion blur, bloom,
Turn that
and
motion
screen
blur
shake effects
shit
to reduce eye strain while traversing the overworld. Text boxes are high contrast with white text
There's a
on dark
puppy in
gray
the fucking
backgrounds.
game.
In multiplayer, each player can advance
There we go.
dialogue at
In
their own
multiplayer.
pace, and combat won't begin until all players are ready. Check
That's
out the
so
public
helpful.
demo available now, and please look forward to the full release of Kernel Hearts this fall on Steam, the Epic Games
They should have
Store,
called it
the
Kennel
Microsoft
Hearts,
Store,
and then everybody gets to be a
PlayStation 5,
dog.
Xbox Series S and X, and
Oh shit,
Nintendo Switch
biblically
2.
accurate angel! Sorry.
Fishbowl is a slow and tender narrative game about dreams, grief, and hope.
Oh, am I going to
Rediscover
cry?
your memories and find your way into the present in this intimate experience where slice of life meets surreal. In Fishbowl, 21-year-old Alo gets her first job in a new city and lives by herself while grieving her grandma's death. You rediscover memories of Alo's childhood by sorting through her late grandma's things. Take your time to take in each object. There are no time limits here. You can also choose to skip the puzzles entirely. Fishbowl is a visual novel about becoming an adult and seeing your childhood in a new light. Have
Does it have
conversations with
biblically
your friends
accurate
and
magical
co-workers,
girl?
turn off typing
Maybe that'll
effects
be,
or
you
increase
know,
the font size for
DLC.
an easier reading experience. Alo works
Yeah,
as a
this is
junior
cute.
video editor for a social media star. In this arcade-style matching game, you can use both colors and icons to make sure the video clips reach the correct track. Slow down the speed of the snippets to suit your playstyle. Since the game
There's an
deals with difficult topics, it starts with a gentle content warning, linking to a full content warning on our website that includes spoilers.
Amazing
As you
how
slowly
pixel
piece
game that
together
does
the meaning
psychological
of your
damage is a
dreams and
genre now.
memories, you learn more
Yeah,
about
let's
the
get more of it.
darkness in Alo's world. The visual settings let you turn off
get more
screen
of them.
shake and sway if you need to.
Please
we also
cause me
have
more pain,
both
thank
visual
you.
and audio cues for events throughout the game. In Fishbowl, there are no right endings and no grinding. Do as much or as little as you're able to. Since we are a small team of 2,
No grinding
we
is
weren't
just
able
the
to
best
implement everything we wanted. Some of the things we couldn't get to were excluding the need for buttonholes during the unpacking puzzle and QuickTime events and forcing some timed input during the QuickTime events. Fishbowl is now available on Steam and PlayStation 5.
I really appreciate
Hello
them.
everyone, I am Sightless Combat, award-winning multi-credited accessibility consultant and gamer without sight, as well as accessible gaming officer for RNIB, that is Royal
King,
National
king.
Institute of Blind People, the UK-based Sight Loss charity, and I am honoured to once again be returning to introduce a game at the Accessibility Summer Showcase. Now, the game in question is one that I had never heard of before this event, but was very interested when I heard the words fully blind accessible as a potential thing that was being aimed for during development. Now, this game is very much under my radar, and it is very unusual. It is quirky, it is interesting, and I reckon it has a sporting chance of being the highlight of people's shows.
Ooh.
And also, the people who are really interested in it might be making a big racket about it. Yes, both of those are puns. Yes, both of those are relevant. Why are they relevant?
Tennis?
Because this game is the Tennis Academy. What is the Tennis Academy? In short, it is an anime-inspired, yes, tennis RPG.
Okay.
Which sounds ridiculous when you think
Curious.
about it, but also sounds really, really cool. Particularly given I saw mention of giant boss fights and heroic tennis battles on the Steam page, which I would highly recommend going and wishlisting once you've seen the trailer if you like this. This is a solo game dev crafting this in Godot, which is also having accessibility work looked into by the community and various developers, which is really cool to see as well. I am really interested to see how this works when it comes out and when there are playable builds and things. But without further ado, I will let the trailer do the explaining, because I don't think I could do this justice. Here is The Tennis Academy.
Welcome to the Tennis Academy. Hi, I'm Rob, the solo creator of the Tennis Academy, an RPG early in development. Humankind used to be at war until the goddess bestowed us with the holy sport of tennis. You're enrolled at New Tensington Academy, where you meet a tennis ball fairy named Servi, acquire powerful Tenergy skills, save the school from monsters, and go on romantic dates with your doubles partner.
Okay, what?
My goal is to make the game completely blind accessible, meaning a blind player can play the entire game without needing a sighted player for help, and have just as much fun playing as well. If I, as a solo developer, can do this, then AAA has no excuse. To accomplish this, I'm implementing a swath of accessibility features I'd like to share with you all. The first feature for navigation is a virtual cane. Researchers at Columbia University had promising results with this, and I think it could become standard practice in video games. Use the right stick to send out your cane, and the text-to-speech will tell you whatever it hits.
Street lamp. Tree.
For quick and easy navigation,
Oh,
there's
that's
also
so
a nav menu that can warp you to important NPCs and exits.
Gym. Outside.
I'm also including audio descriptions for every environment. In any location, you can call Servi and ask her to describe the location in vivid detail as if your DM was describing a place in a D&D session.
Through the vaguely tennis ball-shaped window. Your computer desk suggests someone who's chronically online.
By the way, did you know that there are blind tennis leagues in real life? Matches in the game will take inspiration from this with sound-adapted tennis balls and the option to auto-run to the ball.
That's cute.
If you want to support your local queer indie game dev making a blind accessible game, you can help me out by hitting the wishlist ball on Steam and keeping up with updates there or on my Blue Sky. Thanks for watching.
Oh no! Sorry. I just read sad news. My gran used to go blind bowling. Ooh. How does that work? Also, Voiced, congratulations on reaching that 80 stream streak. God dang. When your streak matches how old you feel? Yeah, same. I'm at, like... My personal stream streak for this channel is, the longest of everybody's. I feel like that, you know. I feel like that is my... Well, that is the end of the Accessibility Summer Showcase. They showed some really cool videos. Really cool games. And I'm very curious, actually, about quite a few of these games. That tennis game is so interesting. You know what I mean? That tennis game. It'd be something if your stream streak broke, right? Wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't that be weird if streams on this channel were happening and I wasn't there? Let's ghost me. I could just download a ghost or something. All right, let's get you some music. All right. Beautiful. Are we streaking? Hell yeah. Good luck, chat. I just realized that you're gonna have to streak again tonight. Because I go live at 11 PM to watch the Summer Game Fest, so I'm just gonna, like, screw you all over. You're welcome. But yeah, the stream, today's stream we're gonna end, like, now. Oh, shit, hang on, wait a minute. Is that the half an hour before, or is Hannah actually live right now? Is Hannah live right now, or was that the 30-minute warning? Hannah's live! Yes! Okay, we're raiding into Hannah. The thing is, because Hannah has puppy and schedule different, we, like, miss each other 99% of the time now. Like, she'll be live, and I won't be or vice versa, right? I'm live, she's not. I don't get ever to raid into her anymore, and we're gonna do it now. We're gonna do it now because Hannah's fucking awesome. But yeah, Hannah is going live to play some Pragmata, so if that's a game that you're interested in, you should enjoy that. Just also, like, you know, hanging out with Hannah, telling her that she's really cool. That's the most important thing. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for being here today. Just to hang out and watch the Accessibility Summer Showcase, because it's like, I don't know how to... I think, you know, in this sort of time in society where people are getting more against DEI stuff, it's important just to keep talking about it, no matter what anybody else thinks. Just keep talking about it. Keep making it important. All right. I will see you later on tonight to watch the Summer Game Fest. It'll be very sleepy. I will either have alcohol, non-alcoholic drinks, or hot chocolate. Who knows? And I'll see you later on tonight. Bye.